The world is fast evolving, and the 21st century woman is one who doesn't shy away from responsibilities and all leadership positions. She is courageous, she is adventurous, and she is daring. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me once more on The Leading Woman, and I bring it to you on Ablaze TV. Like you already know, my name is Carisma Esther, and on today's episode of the show, I have a guest that you won't want to wait to miss. Please stick around with us and get to meet my guest in a few minutes.
There are lots of soaps and skincare products that strip away the natural protection of your skin, leaving your skin vulnerable to irritation and blemishes. Betrayal Organic Skincare is here with a better solution for your body. Betrayal Body Cream enhances your glow and strengthens your skin's elasticity by softening and smoothing all calluses. Betrayal Black Soap balances uneven skin tone by reducing hyperpigmentation and clearing dark spots. Betrayal Serum moisturizes your skin, while Betrayal Body Scrub exfoliates and removes dead skin cells. Guess what? It is efficient on all skin types. A skincare combo carefully formulated to offer your body premium treatment. Betrayal is your brush of perfection.
Oftentimes, as a young girl, we dream so much. Our dreams are so big, and sometimes we look at them like they are so unrealistic, and we are even scared to take those steps that can lead us to the fulfillment of these dreams. But then, if you are a young girl out there watching us right now, I want to tell you that there are stories of people who have gone ahead, who have ventured into those careers that you want to venture into in future, and their life stories can be a boost, a motivation to you young girl out there. And today's episode of the show, I have with me Reverend Mrs. Nforgwei Delphine. Hello, Mom.
Hi, Carisma.
Thank you very much for granting me audience. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege for me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And you look astonishing, I must say.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to talk right away. I want you to start by introducing yourself to our viewers. Tell us who you are, your names, because I might not say them properly. So you start with your names and then you tell us on your little beginnings with Dream Foundation.
Okay. My name is Mrs. Delphine Nforgwei. I'm a pastor. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mother of 2 girls. And I am the vice president of Dream Foundation. I own my own shop. I do my own business as well. Fashion.
Okay. Wow. So she's 3-way. She's a mom. No, she's 4 weeks actually. She's a mom. She's a pastor. Then she's a businesswoman. I'll call you a business tycoon because I personally know about your businesses. And then she's the vice president of Dream Foundation. So as a vice president of Dream Foundation, what is your task?
Yeah. So as the vice president of Dream Foundation, first of all, we started Dream Foundation together with my husband. When we looked around and we saw the need that needed to be met, we saw a problem that we wanted to solve. We saw a lot of young people, who were coming out of schools and hanging around jobless, and there was really nothing to do. There was no growth, nothing. So when we looked at all of this is what kind of inspired us. And then we saw some of them who were so talented, yet, they were just, stuck to some little corners with their talents. They weren't really going far in life with their talents. And so that's how we came about Dream Foundation.
So it is actually a platform that grooms talents.
It is a platform where we empower youth, we encourage them in their talents.
Okay.
For example, we have the gospel musical that we do every end of year.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have these gospel musical programs that help to bring up the youths that are interested in music, and all of this in Christendom anyway.
Yes.
So we youths that are interested in gospel music, we groom them up in our foundation and bring them out. We used to do these competitions, and some of them who won, we made albums for them and so on, produce that, and it's been going on.
I personally know one of the winners. I think the first edition or the second edition of Gospel Musica, Lily La Belle Voix.
Yes.
Today she's all over Cameroon producing albums. Yesterday she actually released a song with Ronel Valerie. She was one of the
That's
first
right.
products of
That's right.
Dream
Of
Foundation.
Dream Foundation,
Yes.
yes. We have quite a good number of them that, began. Dream Foundation is 10 years old today.
Wow.
And when I'm looking at the things that we have kind of
Achieved
accomplished
so far.
yes, in Dream Foundation, we have not yet arrived, but somehow it's not a failure.
Of course.
It's been doing something, it's producing some people. Even how they call this guy, Mr. Leo.
Yes.
Mr. Leo started training his voice
Wow.
with Dream Foundation in
Wow.
our studio, and I was taking care of them in my little home where I was living at the time, in our parlor, feeding them, cooking in my kitchen, and bringing them up and doing all of that, alongside the youth forums
Yes.
that we used to organize, and we have youths all over. We did it once in the Southwest, we did it in the Northwest, and then of
In
course in
Yaoundé.
Yaoundé we've had several youth forums.
I have attended one
empower.
actually in Yaoundé.
So that's what so far that's what we've been doing in Dream Foundation. We equally run Dream Christian bookshops,
Yes.
where we sell Bibles, Christian books, inspirational books in
All
business,
sorts of
all
Christian
sorts
literature.
yes, motivational, entrepreneurial
Yeah.
books in there, all kinds of fields, relationships and things. So all of this we're trying to, equip our youth,
Yes.
and then equip even our servants of God. We used to run pastors' conferences. That's
Yes.
part of what we used to do at the Dream Foundation. And the bookshop was born out of that need to equip, because there are times, when I travel most of the time, I will enter into some rich bookshops, I will carry a lot of books. I will buy books and carry it. And then I realized if I need a book here, most of the I wouldn't know where to go
To
get a
find
book.
it, you might definitely
Yeah,
have to
so
travel to get one.
That was what gave birth to the bookshop branch of the foundation. So to date, we run 2 bookshops in Yaoundé. There's one at One Point Express and the other one at Biscuiterie, just to try and reach out to the people, let people be equipped, let them get the materials they need to equip themselves in whatever they're doing, especially pastors, servants of God that we are.
Okay. Okay, that's amazing. So one thing I know about you is that you own one of the biggest beauty shops, I would say I know, in recent times. Wincy's Desire.
Yes, Wincy Desire.
Wincy
Well,
Desire.
Whether it's the biggest, I'm not too sure. But
In Cameroon, for now, it's
I'm doing my
amongst-
best.
Yeah.
Wincy Desire. That's my shop. I began first before I got to that. I was into ready-made. I would buy goods from China,
Yeah.
come and sell in my shop.
Okay.
But one day I was on a vacation in Ghana, and when I saw the way Ghanaians wear, I have often loved African wears. I love to dress in this
Just
native
like
African
the
wear.
one you have.
So I used to sew and wear. But when I traveled to Ghana once, what I saw there, I realized the young ladies there looking very beautiful in these attires, and they will wear it for any ceremony, anytime, and they were looking gorgeous, decent, and you can name the rest. So when I saw that, that's when the Wincy Desire vision came to me, and I decided that okay, I was going to embark on this. First of all, promoting our culture and bringing decency in our environment.
Okay.
So I started, kind of designing my own stuff, bringing in fabrics, African fabrics, and I will sew them and create them and put them in my own shop. So that was where that one came from. And then I was looking at another problem. I realized, I said, we have ready-made shops, and most of the things we find in those ready-made shops are from China.
Yes.
So how can we now make our own stuff that you want a little smart blouse from an African blouse? You must not go buy material from the market,
of
go
course.
and start chasing a tailor
Yeah.
before you go and get one. So I decided to do ready-made stuff with our African fabrics.
Wow.
And so I was designing, till date I'm still designing, dresses, blouses, simple stuff that women can wear to work. You can just walk into my shop, pick up a dress that's been done, well done, get your size, and you're gone.
The Frenchman will call it prêt-à-porter.
Prêt-à-porter, exactly. So I needed a type of an African prêt-à-porter, well done,
Great.
that women will facilitate things for ladies.
Great.
And I've had this experience with, running behind tailors. By the time you want a tailor to do your dress, maybe you are behind that tailor for 2 weeks. You want this, you want that, and so on. Notwithstanding, we still do customized stuff,
Okay.
but you can walk in and pick something, and you go.
Okay. You know, I'm looking at you right now. Many people feel that, or many people, if they were in your shoes, as the vice president of Dream Foundation already, they won't want to start up something that is income earning for themselves because they think that they already hold a very big office, which is fulfilling, which is comfortable. What was it that motivated you to start this as your own income earning business?
Okay, thank you for asking this question. It's a good one. You know, there's a difference between a job and works. You know, and so most of my life I've been doing what they call works. Now, a job is what you do to earn a living. Works is what you do to serve humanity.
Wow.
You know, and so Dream Foundation is more of works. We do that to serve humanity. It's not a profit-making
organization.
Yes. And if you've ever paid for anything in Dream Foundation, it's just to keep it running.
Exactly.
It's not for profit. It's not
every,
so that
every
I have a
business
salary.
needs the running capital.
They need the running capital.
Yes.
So, as the vice president of Dream Foundation, I don't earn a salary for doing that. I'm happy doing that.
Great.
Just like the pastor I am in my church,
yes.
I don't earn a salary for being a pastor in my church. I just serve. I've been serving for more than 7 years as a pastor in my
wow.
church. More than. And I've never asked for salary, and I'm happy doing it.
Great.
And I feel rewarded. I've never lacked anything because I did that.
The fulfillment you feel is God rewards.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and then talking about job, creating my own business, that was another means of, okay, let me see why solving this problem. How can I make some income so that it can help me do my works?
Yes.
Because all the works need money. You can't have enough money from doing works.
Yes.
Just doing works. You need a source of it, and I believe God has been helping me in my own business, you know, to help me run it and have what I can use as well, to be a blessing, you know, to my own generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah. And that gives me joy. First of all, it's a passion to me. What I'm doing as business, there is a passion. I love doing that. I have done that while I was in school. When I was still in secondary school, I was doing chicken soya and selling.
Okay.
I would do big, small cupcakes and sell during vacation. Now, when I went to school, I went to ENS Bambili.
Yes.
While I was going to school, I would buy second-hand dresses from Bamenda.
Yeah.
I will pass and select good ones, go and iron them very well. And each time I'm picking a dress, in my mind, I have a target customer. So I'll iron and then just present myself before them.
Okay.
And, you know, I was doing a little bit of money for myself while in school. So, I mean, this is something that could never disappear from my life.
Yeah.
I've always loved doing business. I've always been doing it. And at this time around, it could have been a little tricky because now being a wife, being a mother, being a pastor, you would think that maybe I could just eliminate something.
Yes.
But
you know, from all what you just said now, what I gather is that at every point in time in your life, you were trying to be productive. Because you started very young, while in ENS, you were still doing stuff to sell. But you know, a lot of young girls out there, they admire this position where these women, great leaders, they fit into this society. But they don't know that you have to start from somewhere. Now, from your story, I realized that you started from somewhere.
Yeah.
You started from somewhere. You started working from somewhere, and then what you are experiencing now is just God's blessing adding up to what you had already started.
yeah, there is processing. Let me say this.
Exactly.
There is always a process involved in. If you want to have a good product, you must follow the process to get that product, finished product, in a good state.
Yes.
You know, once you skip your process, the finished product will say it will reveal that.
Of course.
You know, you have a problem at the end. The results will show. So when you follow your process right, I believe that the process I followed helped me. I learned a lot from my mother. Maybe I'm just going ahead, but I learned a lot from my mom, who was also like a first mentor to me. She mentored me a lot. You know, you must be looking at. They used to say you look like who you are looking at. You know, I looked at my mother. She did a lot of things. She was a teacher. She was a homemaker. I didn't tell you I'm equally a homemaker. That's part of my portfolio and the most important of it.
Wow.
A homemaker.
Wow.
Yeah. So, because it makes no sense to be succeeding out there
Without being
when you are failing at home.
at home, exactly.
Yeah, it's very important. So I looked up to my mom while I was growing up as a little girl. She was a politician, she was a teacher, she was a powerful homemaker. So I learned a lot of things through her. She was a very active, busy woman. She went to school in the days when girls were not even, allowed to go to school. It was like the father sent the boys to school, and the girls were kept at home to go get married. If I want to open her chapter here, I think it's also a good lesson for young ladies.
It
because
shows
what
the
I learned
process too.
from my mom, this woman didn't have the opportunity to go to school.
Okay.
But when her own mother went to the farm, the mother would leave her with the younger sister. So she would carry the younger sister on the back and follow the brothers to school.
Yeah.
Just go and be hanging by the window. And when the teacher will be teaching and asking questions, those in class were not answering, she will be answering from us. So that's how the teacher came home to see the mother and said, send this girl to school.
Wow.
And so my grandmother sent her to school. And she became a powerful, a wonderful teacher. She was trained by the British.
Wow.
And she brought so much of the values she learned from the British ladies. And I saw her making her home in a very nice way. And I said to myself, my home is never going to be less than what I'm seeing here. And I kept marked everything she did, and that has worked for me. It has helped me. Partly has helped me to become what I am today.
Amazing. I think your mom has passed on a legacy and you are leaving it.
Obviously.
And at this point in time, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to see another side of Reverend Mrs. Nforgwei. Stay with us.
There are lots of soaps and skincare products that strip away the natural protection of your skin, leaving your skin vulnerable to irritation and blemishes. Betrayal Organic Skincare is here with a better solution for your body. Betrayal Body Cream enhances your glow and strengthens your skin's elasticity by softening and smoothing all calluses. Betrayal Black Soap balances uneven skin tone by reducing hyperpigmentation and clearing dark spots. Betrayal Serum moisturizes your skin, while Betrayal Body Scrub exfoliates and removes dead skin cells. Guess what? It is efficient on all skin types. A skincare combo carefully formulated to offer your body premium treatment. Betrayal is your brush of perfection.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us, you are watching the Leading Woman Show on Ablaze TV. And today, my guest is Reverend Mrs. Nforgwei, Delphine. And I was talking to her earlier, and she was telling us how the role of her mother influenced her life as a career woman. But at this point in time, Mom, what if you never had a mother to push you or to teach you the things that she taught you?
Okay, yeah. My mom taught me all what she did, but there's so much that I've also worked on by myself. Now, if you're a young lady, maybe you don't have a mom, or your mom is maybe not an educated mom, and you're feeling like you might not go far in life because of that. I want to let you know it's not even a problem at all. Probably you have somebody you are looking at. I mean, there are other ladies, other women that have mentored me, that I've been looking at them. They say you look like who you are looking at. I've been looking at them. I have great women I've looked at, and in my mind, I want to be like them. Me, I'm on my way to being like them. Michelle Obama is one of them. You see, I'm all moving one of her books here. Okay. She's a powerful first lady, a woman I admire so much. I love to be like her. I love the way she pulls on with her family. Yes. And so each time I'm looking at her,
already I would say that I see traits of her in you. Seriously.
She wasn't my mother. So, but I'm looking at her. So, what I want to advise young girls is, you need a mentor. Look at somebody that you want to be like that person.
Amazing.
And begin to look at the things the person has done or is doing to be who they are. Me as a woman of God as well, I have women in the Bible. I've been studying the women in the Bible. Many women in the Bible I've studied, and there are some of them that I've said to myself, me, I'm Queen Esther, as you see me here. Oh, I'm Queen Esther. Yes. I've studied her story, and I see the way this woman has pulled out as an intercessor and saved her whole generation. And I enjoy her. And then I look at a woman like Deborah. Those are women in the Bible. Those are mentors. Those are characters that you can look at them and you want to be like them. Study them. What did they do? That's what I've been doing. I've been studying Deborah. Deborah didn't give birth to me, but I know her story in the Bible.
Perfect.
So you don't need a mother that is like mine to be like me. She played her own role, and she has groomed me in homemaking.
Yes.
But I'm growing myself into a great woman through these other great women. There is Esther, like I said. There's Deborah. I want to be like Deborah. Deborah is a warrior.
Yes,
she's a powerful woman. She can lead an army. That is who I want to be. I'm striving to be like Deborah. You know, there are other women you may want to be like. Be looking at them. What are they doing?
What are the steps they are taking? How did they fail? How did they correct their mistakes?
Their process?
What's their process?
You know, nobody is perfect. Everybody has gone through some, you know. If I want to start telling you my own story, when I left, when I completed university, most of my friends were traveling abroad. Most of them, my best friends, they are all abroad. And I thought it was all over for me because I tried going abroad too.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't work for me the time I wanted to go abroad. And then when it finally worked, okay, I was getting into a marriage. And so staying abroad was no longer what I wanted to do.
Though you can travel abroad anytime at will
Of
right
course,
now.
right now, abroad is no longer the issue.
No longer.
I realized that it was about building yourself wherever you are. Because if you are home and you can't make it at home, you're not suddenly going to become something else abroad. One man of God used to say a lizard in Africa can never become a crocodile in Europe.
Yeah.
You know, so you build yourself wherever you are. I began to work on myself. I began to learn skills. I began to grow myself. There's a lot that I can do. I do the interior decoration. I learned it. I did the hats. I learned how to do hats. Before hats, I mean, before you guys started seeing the royal weddings, I started doing hats.
Wow.
Long time ago. You know, so I grew my skills in different things as my passion was also driving me towards those things. And that's with time I got into ministry.
Wow. So you must not necessarily have a biological mother, because unfortunately for some people they lost theirs when they are still very young, very tender. But if you can pick a mentor, the one who is already walking or living the life that you want to live someday, you can always follow their steps to become who you are. So Mom, earlier you mentioned that you've been a pastor for 7 years now.
Yes.
Now let's talk about you and the pastoral ministry.
Is it 10 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Okay, approximately 10 years.
10 years, because I was ordained in 2010.
Yeah.
January 2010.
Yeah.
And we are talking in 2020, right?
2020, yes.
So it's 10 years.
It's 10 years.
10 years.
Now I'm looking at that ministry, and in the days of old, even as now, the pastoral is not a place where women venture into, because some religion made it look like it is a place that best suits men. Like the pastoral caller is never for women. Some pastors nowadays will not even permit women step on their pulpits to talk, address the church, and all of that. What was it that motivated you to choose this part of life?
Okay, you know, when I set out to become a pastor, I didn't tell myself I wanted to become a pastor.
Okay.
I was just zealous.
Okay.
I was zealous. I'd just given my life to Christ, and I thought I needed to know this God more. So I set out studying. When I was even joining the students in Bible school, in my mind, I was not joining because I wanted to become a pastor. I just wanted to be close to God. I just wanted to know the Word of God more. I just wanted to understand the dynamics of it all. Not because I was looking at becoming a pastor. Because even when I had done these studies for over like 4 years, and you know, my pastor of the time, Bishop Joshua Gogomo, he was proposing to me. He was the one that came to me and said, you know what, you have to be ordained as a pastor. And I was like, pastor, how? Please, Daddy, I didn't do this thing because I wanted to be a pastor. He said, no, you are I see a pastor in you. So he saw in me what I didn't even see in myself. That was not my aim, you know. And then the fact that whether women or not women, I don't want to like to judge people's beliefs or whatever, because people have a reason to believe whatever they believe. They have different convictions. For me, when Jesus told his disciples, go and win souls in every nation, Jesus came to save souls. He came to rescue. And the question I will always ask is, now, if you pass and you see a baby drowning in this water, and you are a lady, because souls are out there perishing. Souls are perishing.
They are.
So, and you are a lady, and a child is drowning, will you send your hand to rescue that child? Or you will say, no, I'm a lady, let this child drown? It's as simple as that to me.
Okay.
So gospel has to be ministered to the world. Yeah, it has to be ministered. The first woman that ever evangelized for after the death of Christ. She was it was Mary Magdalene,
yes,
right?
Mary Magdalene.
She was the first that brought the news to the disciples that Christ has risen. She brought that first. It was a lady. Was she going to seal her lips because she's a lady, not to tell them that Christ has risen? No, we are still saying it today that Christ has risen. If you are a guy and you want to say Christ has risen, keep saying it because Jesus is alive. If you are a lady, keep saying it because Jesus is alive. And it's not about the collar, it's not about the title, you know, it's about service. I set out to serve.
Amazing.
And one thing I know is leadership is about responsibility.
Yes.
It's not about the title that you are called. So to me, it's not, even if you didn't call me a pastor, I was still going to meet you and talk to you about Christ.
Great.
If you didn't call me pastor, I will still preach. I will still study the lives of the women I want to know, and I want to be like them in the Bible. Look at Deborah was leading the whole, they call her prophetess. She's a prophetess.
Yes.
She's a judge. And she is the wife of somebody. When I look at her portfolio, I say, if this woman could do these 3 things, then it means I can do 6.
Of course. The latter glory
It's always
greater than the former. Now, so will you advise other young women who are looking up to you to venture into ministry? It must not be the pastoral, but will you advise that more women should get into the gospel?
It is a yes for me, obviously. Obviously. Now, the reason for women and the gospel is this. I also look at the woman as the mother of humanity.
Yes.
Okay? And the woman is the mother of humanity, a nation builder. A nation builder. And the woman has a powerful legacy that she hands down through her children.
Definitely.
Now, she is the first teacher to her kids. She is the first role model to her kids. And those kids grow up and eventually become great people. They eventually become presidents, ministers, administrators of all types. Now, if you say a woman can venture into it, I'm seeing the part of not just her carrying a collar, but the part of grooming up her children in the fear of the Lord, because that is going to help our society. You know, it's going to help cut some moral decadence, some delinquency, and so on. Because if a mother is grounded in the Word of God, I won't say go and become a pastor. I say go and get yourself grounded in the Word of God.
Yes.
Women should study the Word of God and have the right values that they can hand to their children. Because the children need those values. And the first school of the children is the school at home.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, what common challenge have you faced as a career woman, in ministry, and as a businesswoman? What common challenge have you been faced with as a woman, and how do you manage to go through it and step out of it?
Obviously, there are very many challenges. If you want to venture into many things at a go, it's obvious you can't work alone. You can never work alone. You need people. You need to work with people. And so one of the greatest challenges I've had is getting the right people to work with. People who can sit for you. For instance, if I'm going for a business trip, I need my home to be in order. I need food to be there. I need somebody that can serve my husband at the time he needs the food. And if I'm going somewhere else, I need somebody to be at my office, sit in for me in the shop, and do things. Sometimes you don't really get the right people. So, and they won't do things the way you really want it to be. But notwithstanding, you know, life is about bringing leadership in particular. It's about making others, bringing others to be like you and even better than you in leadership.
Yes.
And so what I do, or the way I've overcome such challenges, is when I come across any child, I put in my best effort to groom them, to train them, so that when you see a child that cooks in my house under my training, when you eat the food, you think I cooked it.
Great.
To me, that is a success story.
Yes,
and then my ladies in the shop, I expose them, you know, to trainings that will help them, that will help build them up, take them to a level where they can, you know, do the things I am doing, you know, and that is what leadership is all about. Bringing others up. The power of leadership is not in you. It's not about you being on top there. It's about how much you can
raise some other
people to even become better than you.
Yeah. Amazing. Now I'm going to ask you the last question for today's session. It's true that amidst all these things, at the end of the day, you still happen to be, I would use the word, a perfect family woman. Your children can testify. There was a time you visited our church and your kids were given the opportunity to talk about how they've been through school and all of that, and every one of them was like, we want to say thank you to mommy. Mommy did this, mommy put us through all of this. Your husband, every time he has the opportunity to say something about you or to talk in public, he's always showering the praises, like, I have an amazing wife, I have a perfect wife. Amongst all these responsibilities that you have, how do you manage to double up as a successful career woman and at the same time a successful family woman?
Yeah, thank you very much. You've just touched my point. Remember I told you one of the portfolios is I'm a homemaker.
Yes.
I grew up under such circumstances, yes. I learned a lot from my mom. But you know, as I started building my own home, I had a picture of the kind of home I really wanted to have. In my mind, I was like, I need a perfect home. It may not be perfect as perfect because no human being is perfect. But I had a picture I was looking at. And what I did was, I set priorities. Life, you must set priorities. What is most important to you? What is most important to you? And I realized that I could have decided to just dump the family and pursue a career, jump and be doing some other, there are many things out there to do. Obviously. But I was doing them alongside, but my home was priority to me. I needed to groom those children. I needed to be the support behind my husband, with the type of job he was doing. He was always out of the country, he was always traveling, and most of the time I was left with the kids. So I had to spend time with them, grooming them, given that their father was hardly around, available at that time. He too was still growing and grooming his own business, and he was focused on his business. And I'm telling you, I'm going back to the Bible. The Word of God helped me to be the kind of woman that I am today. Yeah, so I learned a lot from the Bible about the nature of a man and the nature of a woman. A woman is a family person, is a relational person, but a man is a work-oriented person. Man loves his job. If you can back him or and support him to succeed in his job, I'm telling you, you will not lack anything. You will really not lack, because he loves job. I love relationship. That's a woman for you. Yes. The woman grew up, and when God made the first woman and landed them in the Garden of Eden, when the woman woke up from that sleep, what she saw was a man, was a relationship. And the first assignment God gave to a man was what? Work, job. And so till today, man is after his work. Now, when you understand such things, you play your role easily. It's easy for you to fit in your role, because if you don't understand, you can easily fall into a competition. You'll be like, okay, he's doing this. Why is it that he's pursuing? Me too, I need to do. No, let him pursue. So from behind, I prayed for him. I pushed him. I pampered him. I did everything I could to make sure that he succeeds in what he's doing. And today, the reward I'm having is not just a salary, because the company we built that company. So I'm a shareholder in that company.
Definitely.
We built it together. So it's not just that, but the peace I enjoy is from them. It's good to understand and know that values that are godly are the values that will last.
Values that are godly are the values that will last. And if you want to thrive in life, you must see the big picture, but you have to start by setting your priorities right. It is on this note that we come to the end of this episode of the show, and we are not going to leave, Mom, unless you give us an advice. Imagine a young girl out there who is looking up to you, who is dreaming of holding a top leadership position in the future someday. Now, you are a keynote speaker, I have noticed, in empowerment conferences for women. What advice will you give them?
Okay. One advice I will give to young ladies is this: seek to serve. Seek to serve. Leadership is service, like I said. When you serve, automatically the other things will begin to follow. Most of the time, we want to just become one great lady overnight. When I went into the pastoral, I wanted to serve my church. And I stood in church for 2 years as an usher. I swept the church, I don't know for how many years, sweeping. It's service. And I didn't even know I was building something. I was just running. Service is good. I noticed that service is good. And another thing I would tell young people is, don't fight to be known. Seek to know. And what you know will make you to be known.
Wow, what a concept. Now that just sunk like really deep into my brain. Thank you very much, Mom. Thank you for granting me audience. Thank you for being part of this show. Your story is your legacy and it's going to be transforming lots of lives out there. I'm hoping to have you again in future so that we can talk about other things about you that will inspire other people. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel at Blaze TV, and also do not forget to turn on the notification button so that you don't miss out on any update. It's on this note that I say a goodbye. See you next time.
All right.